afternoon, everybody. This is Steve. Welcome to the Little Wood Shop. And as part of our video tutorial library today, I had told you all a while back that I was going to get ready to take and redo some of the YouTube videos in the website's library itself. So I have been able to get with a very nice gentleman in one of my social media groups, Mr. Fred Grover. Fred, thank you so much, my friend. Fred was able to point me in the direction of a really nice piece of video editing software called Camtasia, kind of one of those friend of a friend things, and he got me a fully licensed copy through the powers that be. And this is going to really enable me to screen capture right off the monitor now, so we don't have to look at my my ugly videos that you really can't make out too well when you're either programming in CAD for all of you, or in this case, our lesson today is going to be on raster imagery, vector imagery, and how it communicates with CAD. All right. Now we will go further in to Camtasia later on down the road, but until I get my head wrapped around it better, I don't feel comfortable giving you guys a solid review or a tutorial on it. All right. All right. Well, here we go. What is the difference between raster and vector images? Okay, most normally when we think of imagery in this level, we're thinking of website designers, graphic arts professionals, graphic design, things of that nature. However, we as CAD engravers, it's very important that we understand the two, how to utilize them both, and which one is better. All right? Well, to start off with, I'm going to discuss with you really quick just the top 4 raster image files. Everybody's heard of a JPEG, or a joint photographic expert group. Everybody's heard of a GIF, or a graphic interchange format, BMP, which is bitmap, and a PNG, which is a portable networks graphic. Now, I'm not going to go into the explicit details of these particular these particular image formats, okay? You can gladly look these up on Wikipedia or something like that to go into greater detail as to what they are. But a raster image is made up of pixels, all right? And with each different color, the device in which you and most of the devices are going to be the cameras that are on your smartphones, your tablets, and a point and shoot camera like the ones that I use to shoot the stills with up in the shop. Okay, now over to our left here you see an image of 2 of the exact same animal. This is a big moose that I got this image out of openclipart.org. all right, you see that I mentioned them a lot, and you know, all of the free downloadable CAD stuff originated from openclipart.org, all right? But I have no affiliation or association. They give all this stuff to share, and that's all I'm doing back, all right? Well, this raster image, as we see, and with raster images, the more we try to expand them or make them larger, which we'll show you right here. Let me pull him right up. You can see the letters. You can see his back. I'll really try to get him bigger though for you. You see his back looks like a little staircase with steps. Well, what happens is as you try to increase the photograph in a raster image, and in this case this is a JPEG, things get they get obscured, and they just go all out of sort, and this is what happens. Now, when we discuss, however, a vector image, well, a vector image is made up of I'm sorry, I have a bit of a lisp. Each one of those pathways has a mathematical formula, or a vector of sorts, okay? This is going to tell the path how it is shaped and how to either maximize it or minimize it without any loss of quality. Now, here we see Mr. Moose, who is a vector image, which is a PDF, okay? And there's only really 3, in my opinion, there's 3 really good primary PDF vector formats. SVG, which is a scalable vector graphic, an EPS, which is an encapsulated PostScript, and a PDF, which is a portable document format that you see right here. Now, when you expand this in either direction, and I'll pull this one right up. Now, we're going to end up losing the lettering, but that's all right for the sake of this video. Now, we can basically see, and I'll minimize him down just a little bit. All right. This is basically the exact same image. This radius here on this raster with the staircase is the exact same image that you see here. And this is the tuft or the mane on the neck of the moose. You notice that the vector is nice and smooth. This is what I look for when I need to load an image into CAD. I can scale my vector graphic up or down in either direction without any loss of quality. All right? Now, you can pull a raster image into your CAD software and you can work it within CAD, but it's just as easy to take a different piece of software and render it, whether it's a PNG, a JPEG, or a BMP, and render it into a vector and then drag it into CAD and utilize it from there. Well, that's going to lead us to our next video, which is raster to vector image in Inkscape. Now, Inkscape, without going into too great a detail in this video, since I want to keep it short, Inkscape is basically, it is an illustration software that is utilized just like Adobe Illustrator. It is meant for creating vector formulas as you draw. Say you're doing letterhead, logos, graphic design work, you would most certainly have Adobe Illustrator. Whereas if you were a professional photographer and you needed to clean up your imagery, well, you'd use a piece of software like Photoshop, or the open source version of that is GIMP, G-I-M-P. But like I said, we're not going to go into those right now. So if you folks want to stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with the next part of this series on these tutorials that we're redoing. All right. Thank you very much.